Number one is just go outside. That will reduce anxiety just for 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes if you want. In fact, the study that I read said you could go out there from 10 to 50 minutes. And if you stay there 50 minutes, your anxiety is going to continue to improve. And if you stay out there, stay outside, over 50 minutes, it doesn't get any better, but it stays elevated. Unless it's really, really cold outside, then you might want to come in. So number one is just go outside. Get outside the four walls of your home, your business, wherever you happen to be, and just take a break. Middle of winter, you know what I do? I put on a coat. I mean, it's not that hard. You put on a coat, you put on gloves. I love to go outside. Now, this is in a natural setting. So, yeah, there are some exceptions. You know, if you live in an urban area that has a high crime rate area, I'm not sure this is going to work. If you live in Florida and there's a hurricane on its way, you may want to stay inside. Just a suggestion, Midwest, tornado coming, go in the basement. Live in Africa and there's a lion on the loose. Yeah, okay, don't go outside. But outside of that, you know, those obviously extreme, silly exceptions, rather. If you go outside for 10 minutes, it's going to reduce anxiety. This is science-based. We found this at Cornell University's website. New research, I'm quoting here from an interdisciplinary Cornell team, has found that as little as 10 minutes in a natural setting can help reduce, or can help college students rather, feel happier and lessen the effects of both physical and mental stress. Again, 10 minutes. That's all it takes to reduce anxiety. So if you were to go outside right now, no tornado, no hurricane, no lions. Go outside right now. In 10 minutes, your anxiety, based on science, should be reduced. And you can stay out there for as long as 50 minutes and it will continue to improve. After which time it just kind of baselines. Number two is get busy. This comes from healthline.com, and they got it from harvard.edu, but it says 1 in 5 Americans over 18. That's 20%, by the way. And 1 in 3 teenagers 13 to 18. That's 33.33333%, report having a chronic anxiety disorder during the past year. So 20% of Americans over 18, adults, and a third of all teenagers, 13 to 18, have a problem with anxiety. I can understand the teenager thing because I was a teenager a long time ago. But I'm thinking about people with autism. You know, if the general population, 20% of the general population has a problem with anxiety, what would it be with the autism population? I'm saying that our community would, I don't know, I'm just guessing here, but I would say that our community has somewhere in the neighborhood of 99.99999%. And with teenagers, it's probably like 100%. Exercise, this is a quote from the website, exercise activates frontal regions of the brain responsible for executive function, which helps control the amygdala, our reacting system to real and imagined threats to our survival. Activates exercise. What kind of exercise do you do? What I do is I do weights. I'm not really good at it, but I do weights. But I love to walk. I love to run. One day I'll go out and I will slow jog. And you jog so slow that you can breathe through your nose. And I usually go for 3 miles. Takes me about an hour, a little less than an hour. So I do that every 4th day. The next day, I'll take a walk for 3 miles, and I'll get some light weights, and I'll do curls while I'm walking. Hammer curls. Day 3, instead of doing a long jog, I'll do intermittent running. That's where you run as fast as you can till you're out of breath and you walk. And I do that every quarter mile for 3 miles. And then the 4th day, I will take these things. I don't know what you call them, but they're spring-loaded, there's a name for them, spring-loaded hand exercises that build your forearms, strengthen your forearms. So I will do that while I'm walking. So those are 4 things I do, and then I rotate them every 4th day, or every 4 days. So I do the same thing, you know, cycle them 40 days. So after 40 days, I'll increase the weight on my weights, my dumbbells. Just an idea. I'm not saying you should do that, but that's what I do. A 2021 study found that people with physically active lifestyles, this is not just exercise, but lifestyles, had about 60% lower risk of developing anxiety disorders. This lower risk compared to matched individuals in a general population of about 400,000 people who followed this over 21 years. So this is a very long study. It lasted 21 years, over 2 decades. 400,000 people, the size of a small city, participated. Yeah, I think I'm going to believe this one. 60% lower developing anxiety disorders. So there is some value to exercise. Number 3, I didn't know what to call this one, so I just called it D-booze. Knock off the alcohol. And people listening, I know you say, I'm not going to do that because alcohol makes me feel better. Oh, does it? Well, maybe, but this is from PubMed. This is an article that was reprinted in PubMed. I don't know what the original source was. But it tells us that furthermore, reduced withdrawal symptoms, prevalence of psychiatric episodes, and duration of inpatient hospital days, improved of anxiety and depression symptoms, self-confidence, physical and mental quality of life. So, in other words, people who stopped drinking alcohol, their anxiety and their depression symptoms were reduced, and their self-confidence and their physical and mental quality of life improved. Alcohol-free NyQuil is just as effective as regular NyQuil. Number 4 is write it down. I talk a lot about journaling, but this is from JMIR Mental Health, their website. They call this positive effective journalism. Journaling. I keep calling it journalism. Journaling, or the acronym is PAJ. Positive effect journaling. An emotional focused self-regulation intervention has been associated with positive outcomes among medical populations. So apparently they tested this on, nurses, doctors, anybody in the medical population. But what I like about this is it's self-regulation. It's self-regulated intervention. This is something that you do. Someone else doesn't help you do it. You're not taking meds. You're not having somebody check you out. You're just writing things down. You're journaling. The story goes on, and it says PAJ was associated with decreased mental distress and increased well-being relative to baseline. PAJ was also associated with less depressive symptoms and anxiety after 1 month. But it goes on. Greater resilience after the first and second month relative to usual care. So the symptoms reduced after 1 month, and then if you kept journaling, it didn't just reduce, but it improved. So you got going away and adding to. So the anxiety decreases and the sense of well-being increases. I think that's what they're saying. Number 5 is, the way I phrased this one is go smokeless. This is from jmanetwork.com. Quoting here, it says, in this cohort study of 4,260 adults, that's a sizable study, smoking cessation was associated with significant improvements in anxiety and depression among people with and without psychiatric disorders. So it doesn't matter if you have a psychiatric disorder or not. If you stop smoking, your episodes of anxiety or anxiety in general are going to decrease. I do not understand smoking other than I guess it's pleasurable and people get addicted to it. I've never smoked. I don't know what it's like. I'm in my 70s. I never will find out what it's like other than secondhand smoke. I don't plan on doing it. Because the best way to quit is not to start. But if you've already started, you might want to consider doing something to stop because it according to studies, it is increasing your anxiety. Number 6 is limit caffeine. Personally, I don't like this because I like to drink my Diet Pepsi rather. I don't care for the caffeine, I just think they taste good. So, caffeine-induced anxiety disorder is a real problem. And if you don't want to have caffeine-induced anxiety disorder, then stop drinking caffeine. I'm probably not going to do that because I want to drink my Diet Pops. Number 7, I call this one soul logs, but it means sleep. This is from PsychCentral.com. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine says that adults need at least 7 hours of sleep per day to maintain optimal health. Anything less can lead to adverse health effects such as anxiety and depression. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you need to do something with your schedule or find out why, according to science, because not getting enough sleep can cause anxiety, lead to anxiety. Number 8 is eat. Not just anything, not just everything, but specifically. There are things you can eat that will help reduce anxiety. Foods rich in zinc, such as oysters. I hate oysters. I don't hate them, I just don't like them. Nothing personal. Cashews. I love cashews. Liver. I hate liver. Liverwurst I love, but liver, nah. Beef. I'm okay with beef and egg yolks. I like eggs, yep. Have been linked to lowered anxiety. So what is that again? Food with zinc. That's the commonality. Oysters, cashews, liver, beef, egg yolks, all linked with lower anxiety. Other food, including fatty fish like wild Alaskan salmon, contain omega-3 fatty acids. A study completed on medical students in 2021 was one of the first to show that omega-3s may help reduce anxiety. And then it goes on and says before they thought it helped reduce depression. That was their conclusion, but now they're saying, hey, there's more to this. It also helps to reduce anxiety. So basically, anything that is rich in zinc, and this is from Harvard University, by the way, but it also increases omega-3. So if you are autistic and you are like most of us and have challenges with anxiety, you can do something. I mean, you don't have to just live with it in its most severe form. I mean, you can take charge of this thing. I don't know if you can make it go away. I'm not sure that's humanly possible for any person to make anxiety totally go away. But, if you got a headache, you can, I take Tylenol. You might take something else, but you don't have to have the headache. And if it doesn't go away, at least it might lessen it a little bit, So if you have a challenge, if you're challenged by anxiety, why not do these things? Go outside for 10 minutes. How hard is that? Get busy. Just do things. I guess cleaning the house would be a thing you could do, but I like to go out and walk. Knock off the alcohol or at least decrease it. How do you do that? Well, it's really kind of simple. You drink less this week than you did last week, and then the next week you drink a little bit less. Eventually, it'll be gone. That also works with, for me, it works with anything. Food. I've never done cigarettes, but it works. Number 4, journaling. Number 5 is just knock off the cigarettes and the cigars. Number 6 is limit caffeine. And number 7, get your sleep, 7 hours minimum. Now, if you're a teenager or a kid, you need more than that, by the way. And these teenagers, they like to sleep all the time. Let them sleep. It's good for them. Number 8 is eat food rich in zinc and omega-3s. See you all next time.